For the next 3 days, it's the site of the NFL Draft.
To create a wall to block the view of their practice field.
Start to finish, how cowboy hats are shaped.
This season will be unlike any other that we've ever seen. Bean's not done making moves. Plenty of changes to hockey in Western New York. The Sabres have been in turmoil for a number of years, but the Amerks were a winning group, which makes the firing of head coach Chris Taylor all the more surprising. Josh Allen truly became a superstar this season. Mike, I'll start with you. Why does it seem that he can do no wrong either on or off the field?
It's coaching too, right? I mean, like, you come into the league and
Fans respected the process. At this point locally, the opinion of Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane and the Buffalo Bills could not be higher. But what's the view of the team nationally? For that, we checked in with NBC's Football Night in America host Liam McHugh. We're outside of Christian's Tailgate. It's a block party for Bills fans here in downtown Houston. There's a couple thousand fans here already, and they expect that number to grow throughout the night. It's a career that can trace its roots back to Silver Stadium in Rochester. And now Mike Mussina's career is enshrined forever in the building behind me, the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. And it's hard to believe, but there's just a little bit more than a week left in the regular season for fall sports. In our first place, Spencer Port's Lily Brongo rips a goal to keep the Rangers undefeated. We'll stay with soccer. Victor has a corner kick. When you look at this draft class of quarterbacks, is there one that just jumps out at you as the guy?
No, there really isn't.
He and I are the only ones at the ballpark today. But in the spirit of social distancing, we conducted the interview with Dan behind the ticket window.
This is typically one of the busiest, times of the year for us.
Welcome back to On the Clock. We're less than 5 minutes from the start of the first round of the NFL Draft, and we'd like to give you our predictions of how we think the night will go. When a player is ready to sink a birdie putt to take the lead, the camera is on him, and the announcer knows exactly what to say. And while the men and women in the towers describing the action are extremely talented, there's a crew behind the scenes who are really the stars of the show.
We're only down by one, 2 stones to go.
I have to send my rock through our opponents and knock their rock out of the house in order to tie. A difficult shot, but after 45 minutes and some help from our opponents, I feel like an expert. Appropriately announced with alliteration, Madness is the moniker of the month for which we are in. To be sure, millions will fill out, then cross out, and throw away their March Madness brackets as the month develops. A 2-man bobsled weighs just a little under 400 pounds, and it reaches top speeds around 80 miles per hour. It's completely understandable why the slightest mistake can lead to riders finishing the race upside down. I took Eric's advice and mapped out a walking path for me and my favorite walking buddy, my dog Baron. We'll take a few loops around the neighborhood with at least the proper 6 feet of social distancing and then submit. In a story that we first broke earlier this week, the NFL season officially kicks off tonight. Following a similar refrain to seemingly everything in 2020, this season will be unlike any other that we've ever seen. And that's true for a Buffalo Bills mainstay as well.
We have 6 grills going on top of the car. This one right here is a shovel, and this is our breakfast fare. We do omelets, pancakes, stuff like that.
For 3 decades, the Red Pinto tailgate has been a staple of Bills games. And it's far from one person. This is truly a community, led by Pinto Ron and Pizza Pete.
But I started out just observing, but I have a passion to cook, and I started out making the chicken wings. And then I moved over to the shovel, and then...
An upgrade.
From ketchup sprayed from the top of a van to bowling ball shots and food cooked with just about anything.
Drilled a couple holes in it, and so we throw the charcoal in here, and I make Jamaican jerk chicken in there.
On a normal home game, the Red Pinto tailgate attracts nearly 1,000 people. But that's being put on pause this year.
With the social distancing and the social climate right now, we can't have large crowds around. And even if I brought this car right here, just by the nature of the car sitting there in that spot in the Hammers lot, it would attract people just milling around.
This year, the show goes on the road. Whenever the Bills play in a game where fans are not allowed, Kenny Pinto Ron Johnson will travel to different Bills backers bars around the country to meet Bills fans.
A lot of these people that are at the Pinto tailgater in the back of the Hammers lot, we've known each other for sometimes as many as 30 years. So it's almost like a family reunion.
A large family of fans built up over 26 years of not missing a single Bills game. home or road.
You wouldn't believe how many people I actually know that I only see once or twice a year, randomly in some NFL city. They may not have fans, but I still want to see all the people once a year that I usually see.
Pinto Ron said that he's leaving the Red Pinto here in Rochester for the year, but if you'd like to get a closer look at all of the tools that are used for cooking, we have an extra video included with this story on our website.